Marduk and Nabu, are depriving us of our heritage, and we will deprive them of a place in the celestial ships. Burn the place to oblivion. Ninurta, enraged, said, "Let me be the one to come to blows. Let me burn it all." Nergal took the floor to say, "Let the cities of evildoers be destroyed. Let me raze your cities. Let me be the Annihilator." Ninmah, my sister, who helped create mankind, pronounced, "Humans cannot pay for our mistakes. They cannot be exterminated. The righteous must not die alongside sinners. This is a question of the gods. It is our question, of the Anunnaki. It is not of men, it is of the gods." Anu, from the house of heaven, heard them all and then uttered his holy decision: the weapons of terror must be used. May the place be razed to the ground, and may the people forgive you for it. Let Ninurta trigger the weapons of terror, and let Nergal be the Annihilator. And this was the decision Enlil announced: "I will reveal to them a secret of the gods. Everyone's hidden place, the hiding place of weapons of terror, I will unveil." Thus, as agreed, the weapons of terror would come out of their hiding places. And where would they go? In every corner they would touch, in dust, they would convert everything. This is how the oath was violated. The two sons, full of resolve, proud and swift of step, emerged from Enlil's chamber. Terror weapons have been revealed. The rest of the Anunnaki returned to their cities, not even imagining that the use of weapons of terror would also be a great calamity. Like a broken vessel on the ground, the oath was extinguished, and the weapons of terror were used. This was the story of former times and weapons of terror. I need to say that before these previous times, there was the beginning. And after the former times there were the former times. In those times, in the old times, the Anunnaki descended from the heavens to earth and created humanity. In previous times, however, there were still no gods on earth, and humans had not been created. In these previous times that I referred to is where we will find the beginning of all history. And this is the beginning that reveals all mysteries. What I'm going to tell you is about the planet Nibiru, the luck and fate that was reserved for the Anunnaki. Nibiru is a wide orbiting planet. It's a big reddish planet. It makes an extended orbit around the Sun. There are times that Nibiru is involved in cold, and other times that the bright sun shines again. Nibiru is involved with a thick atmosphere. This atmosphere is constantly fueled by volcanic eruptions. In the cold period the atmosphere keeps the heat, like a coat that covers the entire planet. In the warm period the atmosphere protects Nibiru. In the middle periods, between heat and cold times, the rains gain strength, offering consistency to lakes and rivers. Nibiru is covered in lush vegetation that feeds and protects the atmosphere. From them all kinds of life arouse in both the waters and land. The Anunnaki species also arose naturally, by essence, as an eternal seed to breed. Over time the Anunnaki multiplied and took place in the valleys, plains and mountains. They set up homes, built peoples and civilizations began. In fact, at this time, disputes and rivalries began and a first war took shape, the northern nation against the southern nation. Thus, the vegetation had turned into heavy weapons and civilizations into armies. In time, missiles were launched and brother against brother a long and fierce battle began. Death and destruction swept across the lands both north and south. Destruction overtook all of Nibiru. For a long time desolation took place on Nibiru. It wasn't one, nor two. There were several orbits. Then it was decided to declare a truce, and soon cries of peace arose everywhere. Nations shall unite and only one throne shall there be on Nibiru. Let there be one king to rule them all, they declared. The chosen king should belong to the north or the south. A consort would also be chosen, but from the opposite region. Thus, north and south would be united in the figures of king and queen. Husband and wife were one flesh, and the child born of their relationship would be the successor, with a dynasty that would soon be formed. The one chosen to rule was a mighty warrior and commander from the north. He was given the title of An, which means celestial. Thus, order was re-established in the lands, laws and regulations. An unified the lands, repaired the canals, built the cities, and provided abundance and order. His wife, chosen from the south as agreed, was given the title of Antu, the wife of An. From their relationship 3 children were born, and the first of them was Enki. Enki remained alone on the throne, even though the concubines who came to the palace did not bear him children. Thus, the dynasty that had just begun was interrupted as soon as he died. The next was the middle son, who was not the firstborn. He was named as the rightful heir. He received the title of Anib, which means, the one in the middle, to justify his position among the brothers. Anib has married Ninib, which means the Lady of Ib. Together they had a son named Anshargal, the successor to the throne and the fourth of the kings to rule Nibiru. His wife was his half-sister Kishargal. Of his reign, the study had been the greatest legacy, and thus of the great tour of Nibiru he fixed a Shah.